So to start and get set up for the practice today, let's come into a seated position of your choice to feel comfortable and grounded. And to start, before we start the yoga practice, I wanted to share a quote that I really have been reflecting a lot on, which is that knowledge is not a filling up, it's not supposed to be filling up the bucket. It's supposed to be igniting a fire. And I reflect on this in that really, especially in this culture now, we're all looking for solutions. We're also always looking what to do. And what happens is we get more and more immersed in information and self-judgment. I'm not doing this right. I am doing this right. I need to do more. So knowledge and education and information can really create stress because it overfills you up and you have no way to swim inside this. And information and knowledge should be, and that's why I love this quote so much, a sparking of your imagination, a sparking of your reflection on possibilities and a manner of growth. So it should actually be highly stimulating to you, because only you, me, each of us, we source our own life. We are the center of our life. We are the only spirit consciousness that could come into the life. And at the end of life, we exit alone. So we are always actually, in truth, navigating existence from a place of consciousness. So let's today practice be a sparking of the fire and much of all of the life that we live. So to start, let's just sit for a minute and close our eyes and just get centered in our own bodies. So we're breathing through both nostrils. Let's take a slow breath in, observing the breath as it comes in and out. Notice the silent sound of the breath, because it should be quiet if possible, but expanded. Breathing out. Again, breathing in. Breathing out. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Open your eyes and make your hands into gentle fists. The elbows are very relaxed by the side of the ribs. We're going to do something called Strikeout breath, bellows breath, where we're pumping the body. So when I have my hands going out, they're going to be stretched out like that. So breathe in and open up the palms of your hands, and breathe out and let them fall down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. So this is energizing. I'm closing my eyes now. Another 5. Now keep your eyes closed for a minute. Put the hands on your knees and just rest. And notice the stillness that envelops you. And by the way, the breath can be done with an exhale through the mouth or the nose. 2 different practices. So just choose which one feels good. All right. So coming back. Bringing the hands to the side in loose fists by the shoulders. Starting again. Inhale, exhale. Again, relax the hands on the knees and open the eyes. Keep the eyes closed, I apologize. And last set, we'll be doing 15 of them, loose fists. here we go. Again, relax the hands. Notice a shift from more vibrant, action-oriented to stillness. That shift back and forth happens in everything, in all of nature, all the time, in subtle and gross manners. So developing that sensitivity. So yogic in nature. Then open the eyes. We will do a few alternate nostril breathings. Again, a few different ways to do this. The left hand, index finger and thumb, just extend it out. You can have the 3 fingers together. If it's too uncomfortable, it's not a major place of importance. Now, you can take the 2 middle fingers. Again, there's different ways people do this. Put them on the forehead, and I'm taking my ring finger and my thumb and placing it loosely on the sinus, the nostril area. Close the left nostril with your ring finger and breathe in through the right nostril. Close the right nostril and open the left one and breathe out. Breathe in through the left one. Switch out through the right. So keep on going, doing this. Do your own rhythm. I'm going to be speaking. So you want to keep the breath quiet in this one. Notice if there's any tension or straining. You want to diminish that and connect more to the very delicate process of the breathing. As much as you can, you even out the right and the left side. This is evening out and opening the right and left brain hemispheres. So they're both operable. We very often become over-dominant in one side and the other side is less activated. So we're looking to bring back both hemispheres, both sides of the nervous system, both aspects of relaxation and tension. We're activating all of this and we're quieting down the whole system at the same time. So logical mind and creative mind are being brought into balance, masculine and feminine. Keep on going, keep checking that you're quiet as you do this. If one nostril is easy or more clogged, this is very normal. Every 90 minutes, the body shifts from one nostril to the other. With the finger on that side that you're having more trouble breathing, you can stretch the nostril wider by pulling the skin a little bit wider apart. Finish your own cycle so that you get to that place where you're exhaling through the right nostril. And once you've exhaled through the right nostril and finished completely, you bring the hands down, you bring both hands into Gyan Mudra, which is index finger and thumb connected. And you just sit and start to notice the evenness in both sides of the breath as best you can. You'll never be perfectly even, but we are looking to energize and bring consciousness to process, to natural evolution in order to upgrade as we go through these yogic practices. Then slowly open your eyes and bringing a right hand under, cradling the left hand in our laps. You also can sit like this. We will start with a few eye exercises. So look up with the eyes and then look down with the eyes. Up with the eyes, down with the eyes. As you switch, see if you can smoothly move the eyes instead of jumping them, and smoothly move them down. Looking central. Look as far to the right as you can. as far to the left as you can. Smooth movement of the eyesight. To the right. To the left. To the right. To the left. Come back to the center and now clockwise circle. Looking up and start going clockwise, making a nice smooth movement of the eyes as best you can. See if you can tap into both eyes working in a synchronized manner. We will often have one eye dominating, so it's a subtle way of, are you looking through both eyes? Very often we will prefer to absorb vision from one eye. Just, again, bringing consciousness to this. Looking to see if we can have both eyes bringing the input of sensory input into ourselves. Once you finish the three circles, start doing the reverse. Once you've finished, bring your hands back to the center. And mid rolls, again, these are the one movements for the full practice. Keep your head down so you stretch out the back of your neck. I will do the reverse. You're going to start rolling your head to the right. Keep cycling your head around. I have to let my dog out. Wally, here we go. Come on. And once you finish the circle in one direction, you switch over. Make sure you start from the front and then start going in the opposite direction. Just gently working the kinks and the knots out. Necks are so complicated. There is so much going on. Ruthie was fortunate to have a physical therapist help her out. What a blessing. We all need help sometimes. We need input. And then float the head up when you're done. And come onto your feet for lion's pose. I'm turning on a diagonal so you can see. I think you both can sit like this. You can pile a pillow up if you want to. We will take a deep breath in, and on the out breath, exhale. We stretch our arms and we push our tongue out. We open the mouth as wide as you can and make a big pasa. See if you can feel it all the way from the stomach. It's like we're squeezing everything out and we're stretching our face as much as we can. So we'll do this 3 times. Big breath in. Again, I forgot to mention breath in. On the breath out, look up and breathe out. That's 1 breath in. Breath out. And then close your eyes for a minute. Relax your face. Notice the relaxation that comes in as a result of that action. Now open your eyes and we will come to a standing position for a few sets of sun salutations. Again, intended as warming up. I'm going to adjust the camera to the best of my ability. Excellent. So coming to the front of your mats. Bringing the palms together. Take a breath in to get grounded on both feet. Breathe out. And sweep the arms up over your head. And on an exhale, come down towards the mat. Inhale, looking out. Exhale, right leg goes back and bend the knee down. So you have a little stretch. Inhale back to down dog. Exhale, come to plank. Inhale here. Now this is the traditional way. Notice I'm bending my knees, arching my back, and dropping so you get to forehead, chest, and knees on the floor. Relax your legs. Lift your chin and push up into your cobra. Go all the way through so you're into up dog. Come back down and push back into your down dog. Step forward and bend the left knee so you have a little lunge. Step forward with your right leg, relaxing down. Look out and down and roll up. Reach the arms up and now reach the arms a bit back so you stretch out your front body and bring the hands to prayer. And again, I'm warming up here. Inhale the arms up. The first time I like to keep my arms straight so I get more anchored into my body. Exhale down. Inhale looking out. Now the left leg goes back and bend and lunge. Press back into your down dog. Come to plank. Slight arch, bend of the knees, head is down, lower to the mat. So you have that 8-limb point of contact. Relax the toes. Push up into your cobra or up dog. Come back down. Push back into your down dog. The left leg will come forward, bending the right knee. Right leg will come forward, bending down. Looking out. Coming down. Sweeping the arms up and now letting yourself arc and back to prayer. So one more set either side. Inhale up. This first one you anchor yourself in a straight line. Exhale down. Inhale out. Again, right leg goes back with knee bent. Left leg goes back. Coming to a long down dog. Into plank. Slight 8-limb position contact. Extend the toes. Lift up and extend the legs. Lower back down. Back into down dog. Bend the right knee forward, left knee bent. Left leg forward, bending down. Lift and look out. Lower back down. Bring yourself up and back bend, opening up the front body. Back to prayer. Last one. Nicely lengthened, anchored in the middle. Going down. Looking out. Down again. Left leg goes back. Bend the knee into a lunge. Stepping back with the other leg. Lengthening out. Come to plank. Lower down. Look up into your cobra and then up dog. Down. And back into your down dog. Step forward with the left leg. Lunging. Step forward with the right leg, bending down. your head and chest to look out. Lower back down and lifting up. Extending back. Bringing the hands into prayer. And just bring the hands down and stand for a minute so you connect in, get grounded and get present. So from here we're coming back to the floor, and actually in a traditional style class you would probably do your headstand here. But what we're going to do today is a preparatory level work for this, which is just as useful. So lying on your backs. Oh, I can't see my own camera. Lying on your own backs with your legs straight. Just adjust this a little bit. Okay, good. Your hands are by your sides. Big toes are touching and the back is nice and long. And from here, just lift your right leg straight up to the ceiling. Now notice that when your big toes are touching, there's that very slight internal rotation, energetic. So you want to sustain it. So just hold the position here. Lower to 45 degrees, anchoring your back towards the mat. Lower the leg down. Lift the left leg up. Hold it. Keep it slightly turned in. Lower 45 degrees. Lower the leg down. I am actually going to anchor my hands under my back, my pelvis here to help stabilize my back. Lift the first leg up. Hold it. Lower the leg 45 degrees. Hold it. Lower down. I'm doing a modification by bending my knees to lift up. Lift the other leg up. You can have your legs straight. 45 degrees. And down. Now make sure the big toes are touching. So I have my knees bent. Big toes are touching. Straight is, where the pose should be doing. I just have some hip problem I am taking care of. So from here, if your legs are straight on the floor, lift the legs up totally. So both legs are up. Big toes are touching. "45 degrees." And go to the floor. Again, lifting up. "45 degrees." And to the floor. And one more time, lifting up. 45 degrees. And to the floor. After this, there would be shoulder stand. But again, because we are modifying some of this today, we will actually do the equivalent of rolling like a ball just to get everything loosened up. Because shoulder stand is a lot of stretching in the neck. So just back and forth. And as you go back, extend the legs a little bit towards the floor behind you. now bring yourself to a straight-legged position for a natural forward bend. So you want your legs in front of you. Lifting your back up. You can use a strap if you want to as best you can. Like my feet will tend to want to roll in this way. I'm looking to get them more straight in the feet. The knees are placed up and the hamstrings and the thighs feel even. So you notice that your feet sitting evenly on both hips. Inhale and bring the arms up and lift up as best you can. So you want this sense of lengthening the spine and then arcing over. The hands will either come to the floor. If you can grab your feet, great. Going to be staying here for almost 90 seconds about. And then extend the arms out beyond your feet on the floor, much more advanced, and you attempt to get as close to your legs as you possibly can. So some people are flat down there, some people are not as flat. You want to get this sense of stretching the whole back line of your body. So working into the feet helps open up the sole of the foot, pressing the heel away. And then for many people, this is a hamstring stretch. For me, it's a back stretch. Just kind of get into your own pose and start to observe the breath, that it's not straining, but it's fluidic. Slowly bring yourselves back up to an upright position. So you're sitting nice and tall. And now we'll go into fish pose, which is if we would have been doing shoulder stand, there would have been a lot of stretch in this shape. So now we're looking to get the very high part of the neck and throat set up. So lying on the floor, let's start with the knees bent. Pop your hands under your buttocks a little bit so that notice the elbows are a little bit out. And now from here, Twilight, you're in the way. You're very good, but you're not being helpful. Pop up on the elbows, drop your head back. So you're arcing and then extend the legs out with the feet flexed. So you can use your elbows. I will often lift up and open up the very high part of my collarbone and sternum and then drop down. So you want to feel this opening in the high chest. Just hold the position and allow the tissue to open a little bit. Most importantly, you're looking to open up the throat. So the movement of the chin away from the sternum and then the allowing the neck and the back of that very high part of the spine to just be compressed and kind of pushed inwards. Should be very relaxing in that area. Take your eyes and look up towards the middle of your forehead as well. And then lift your head and lie down. Just relax for a minute to let all the energetics dissipate. And then bring yourselves over onto the side because we're going to work a little bit more into opening up the front of the body. So we're going to start with Camel Pose, but I wanted to break it up a little bit. In this last position, we were really focusing on getting a sense of this part opening. So now we're going to take it to the next level. We have this part opening, but now how much can we create a little bit of an expansion in the chest area. So if you come up on your knees, I am actually just staying with a little pillow. Normally we roll up the yoga mat, but I want to be on a slight diagonal so I can demonstrate here with the feet curled up. The first position will be I've got my thumbs going back towards my sacrum and lifting the ribs up. So there's just this nice lift. Notice even my shoulders are rolling up a bit. And then as I roll my shoulders back, I'm inflating my chest forward. That's the feeling. If you can also get a stomach stretch, even better. So see, once you have this, go into the arc that you feel your body's ready to take without pushing too much. Can you also let the head fall back and become aware of opening the throat? So just hold this position, take a few breaths here. Focus more on opening the front than on bending a lot in the back. The back is less the priority than the front. And bring yourselves back up. And with care, sit down for a minute. Let everything dissipate. And we'll come back up again. The knees are hip width apart. And the feet are curled under. So same starting position. Thumbs are back. Sacrum is a little bit pushed in. Lifting up. See if you can get a sense of the low back activating, not squashing. So it's preventing you from falling. And just reach back with one hand. And the other hand goes up. So now there's a nice stretch on the right side. The hand going up is got an extra length to it. I'm reaching to the ceiling. There's a very slight twist in the ribs. Just hold that. Bring yourselves up, and you'll do the same thing to the other side. The reason I'm having you come every time here is to get a sense of the sacrum anchoring in relation to the trunk. Big lift. Slight opening, other hand goes down, and this hand comes up. Bring yourselves up, just for a minute, sitting down, letting everything settle. And the next one, we'll take both hands to the ankles. So we're going now into full camel pose. So come back up again. Curl the toes under. Lift the waist up. Expand the chest. And then move yourselves back. If you're very flexible, you can get your heels of the hands on, but I wouldn't rush into the super flexible plate. Check your order. Check that the chest is opening, that you're lifting out of the lower back, the hips are even, you're taking the work in the back body, opening the front body as your priority. There's more lift that should be happening than back bend. Come back up and sit back down. Take a moment. And we will do this one last time. This time, if you want your feet flat, you can. You can take the palms of the hands down. You can go into a much deeper back bend if that's in your body to do. I'm going to stay at the more conservative level. And let's do it. Opening up this whole front shaft of the body. So big lift. Make sure the sacrum feels nicely anchored and stabilized. So there's a certain amount of compression in the hips I'm applying as I lift up and go into the position. So there's a spiraling up the spine. The whole thing is like squeezing the low area, the sacrum and the tail, in order to run the energy up and open up the whole body. If you want to go deeper, I'm not going to go much deeper than this. there, undo the toes, and sit back down. A moment. So now we'll go into bow pose, which is almost, you could say, the same position. I know the live participants today, both of you, can grab. It's the same position, the same set of rules, the same focus is opening. It's a greater opportunity to open up in the hips. So actually, before we do that, let's directly address these muscles to kind of expand them and open them up. So I would like to I'm taking my left leg and I am shifting it so that the calf is pulled out. So I'm in the equivalent of virasana or hero's pose, but just with one leg. Making sure the shin bone is very nice and long. Now, if you lift the foot and you pull the kneecap concept up, you help to separate really the energetics of the shin bone to go down and the tissue to go up. So here we are. As best you can, you want to be even. So if you have uneven hips, you hike up the other hip to get a sense of symmetry. I work very much to keep this leg going straight because it wants to roll out. So we're internally rotating the bones of the legs to create a certain position in the hip socket, and then work yourself back. Now this is about finding the stretch. If you have it in you to tuck your tail or get length, that's really good. Actually, for both of you, you're rather tucky people, so you probably don't need to overemphasize that. I can benefit from that cue more than you. You just want this length. Some people can lie all the way down flat and they get their back flat on the floor. So wherever you can go to, lengthen yourself out and allow the quad to get a real nice stretch, because that's part of the back bend pattern that we're looking to get into. Bring yourselves up and extend the leg out. Wow, that's very intense. If you have a reaction to a pose, something I've come to respect a lot more as I have grown older, let the sensation dissipate. Let the nervous system come back to normal before you rush into the next experiences and the next sensations. You allow the body to absorb the shifts. So same alignment on the right side. I'm actually staying on this angle so you can see the differences. Notice that I am tilted to one side. So I am looking to elevate the hip as best I can so I'm almost even. Checking again this internal rotation of both legs. They should be doing that to actually widen the sacrum out. And slowly lengthen yourselves backwards, looking to open up the position of the pelvis in relation to the side. So we're really getting into the hip flexors. Some people hip flexors are tight. At this point in my life, my hip flexors are tight and my knee is flying up. So I'm looking to create as much length and focus into that area. The goal is not to get to the floor. The goal is always to open up your body. So realistically, this is a better position for me. Now I'm more focused. The knee is going down and I can literally feel the rotation of the pelvis. You want to feel that pelvic rotation. Some people are very open in this area. They can go flat. That's the aspiration because we're preparing the body for the back bends. This is a focused area where the back bend is made up of. Slowly bring yourselves up. Extend the legs out. Let the sensations dissipate. in the real traditional way, every time you lay down and relax afterwards. It's still something that's sustained in Kundalini yoga, but not in the general yoga community nowadays. From here we do both legs at the same time. So get as much sense of internal rotation as you can. See if you can come down between your feet on the floor. If that's too much, you can be on a yoga block or on a pillow. I'm going to put my little pillow so I can be settled. Actually going a little higher because it's a deep stretch right now on my joints. So you want, just right. So you're aspiring to get more work into the tissue of the muscles than the joint itself. It's usually the muscle tissue that's what's holding you back. That's where the patterns are. And then sometimes the joint can be overstrained to try to move when the muscles aren't letting it go. So backing up is often the quicker way to relieving the stress and the tension in the body. From here, take yourselves backwards and go as far back as you want to. You can lie on the floor. You can lengthen back if, like I'm doing, just like this is as far as I'm going. It's a real healthy stretch for me right now. Slowly bring yourselves back up and let the legs open up again so the blood flow can normalize. Sensations can normalize. From here, we're going to go into bow pose. So now we're involving upper body and lower body in this beautiful bend. Very similar to camel pose, just at a different place. So we're on our stomachs. And to start with, let's just take one leg. So here's the same position we were sitting in, except we had the leg to the foot to the side. Now we're taking it straight back. Be aware of the knee to hip position. Keep the ribs to the hips as even as you can. I know the upper. And see if you can lift the thigh off. So if you pull your foot away from your bottom, you can start to lift the thigh up and pull the shoulder back. So just do that. Some people can fly very high. You want both hips down. So both hip bones should be touching the floor as you do this. You just become familiar with the feeling. Extend the leg out and do the same with the other side. So bend the foot in. Check your knee to hip alignment. Check your hips to rib alignment. And it should stay even. As you start to pull the leg back and up, check that both hip bones are on the ground and your belly's on the ground. So you're really looking to get this hinging of the thigh starting to be available for you. That's what we're going for. If one leg is very different from the other, you will need to pay very careful attention when you work both legs at the same time. Not to just be flexible, but to be even. So it usually means coming back down from the easy side to have the easy side match the less flexible side. Come back down and now bend both feet. You can hold your feet, you can hold your shin bones, you can hold your toes. All of those are valid variations and they each have a certain effect. I'm choosing my heel so I can have a flex position because it gives me more control into my hips. Lift up, make sure your knees are going straight back and not flying out. Roll the shoulders and start lifting your thighs off the ground. Notice there's a big stretch along the whole front of your body. Some people go way up high in this position and most of their body's off the ground except for the pubic bone to the ribs. So there's a big spectrum. It's an incredible front body opening. And come down. Turn your head to one side. Internal rotation, Shavasana. From here, sit back into your heels. And come to a seated position. And rabbit pose is next. So we've been opening this whole front area. Now we're going to open from the sacrum all the way up. So you want to grab your heels with your hands. Round your head. So very deep rounding position, and drop your head to the floor and get your knees and your forehead as close together as you can. The instruction always to touch. And then lift your buttocks as high as you can and press forward onto the crown of your head while pulling on your heels and pulling your shoulders away from the floor. So this should be a very nice focused stretch along the back side of the body. Keep pulling your stomach muscles in to open up the lumbar spine. Come back down and slowly sit back up, unwinding your body. Just allow everything to settle. And then doing this again, grabbing the heels, rounding your body, pulling your stomach in, forehead, head to the floor, forehead as close to the knees as you can, and roll up and over, opening up your back body. Second time is usually so much easier than the first time. And bring yourselves back up to an upright position. Unravel everything and just sit. So from here, going into a twist, the Marichasana series, when we've done compressions of the spine, which are cobras and camel poses and anything that's an extension opening the front body. There is a certain compression of the back body that in the yogic traditions they consider the twist can start to unwind them. So sitting very tall, the first version, bending the right knee in. Take your right hand and bring it in front. So I'm using my left hand, rotating, turning the hand around, and if you can, grabbing your hands behind your back. If you can't grab, I would just keep the hands here or use a strap to create a connection. So you really need to be far enough forward to get that knee behind the armpit, you could say, and then you twist and turn looking to the left. It's very much addressing the whole left side of the body in a frontal. Notice it would kind of bend over. Come on out. Let yourself settle. And then bend the left leg. Breathe in. Right hand is behind. Stretching forward. This. Stretching forward. Rotating the hand around. side is much harder for me. I'm not connected, but I'm getting a good rotation the right way. If I had a strap, I would be holding the strap because it's nice to grab something. I'm holding my ankle and using my back arm to create a rotation. Extend the legs out. Just allow everything to settle again. And now bend the right knee again. You bring it as close in as feels right for you and cross the leg over. So I'm not going to take it too close in. The right hand now is behind. So now the twist is in the opposite direction. You can hike the elbow. You can wrap the hand around. You can bring the hands together this way. I'm going to keep my hands on the floor. You're rotating around, both hips are on the floor, spiraling and unwinding the whole lower spinal column, very much addressing the lumbar spine. Undo your legs. Take a moment to let everything relax. And sinking on the other side. So from here, bending the knee in. Left hand behind, pulling the right knee across the body as much as you can and spiraling around. Looking to get as much lift and length in the lumbar spine. Some of you can hook, some of you can wrap. And then undo your legs. Bring your body back to center. And working a little bit into external rotation. From here, sit evenly. And I'm taking my left leg because you always want compression into the right side first. The intestines go up the right, across, and down the left. Bring the foot as high up towards your groin as you're ready to have it come. This is preparation for lotus. Some of you just come into a cross-legged position like this, or you can bring the other leg on top. So wherever you want to go, you sit in the position. For me, this is giving me a nice, healthy stretch in the hips. I'm quite happy with this position. You're striving to get the pelvis very even, so we're really isolating this opening up. I used to yank myself into lotus. I probably still can, but at the expense of my pelvis becoming very twisted because I so wanted to be in lotus, but I actually didn't open the right parts. I'm just sharing this because it's easy to want to achieve the pose and not understand the wisdom of the pose and what its potential is if you just stay very modest and use it to the right, with the right intentions. They're very healing and they're very energizing on the system, and they can repair a lot of imbalances when approached in the right way. Come on out and change sides. So let your legs settle. Starting the other way. So by the way, you can always pull the calf up. There's lots of little modifications that can be done when the knees are delicate. Make sure the hips are square, and then either come into lotus or bring the knee underneath. If this is too much, I don't think the two of you have that kind of a problem, but just sitting cross-legged is also good. It's starting that external rotation of the legs. You're looking to have both sit bones on the ground and an even lift. These actually feel really, really good, both variations. Allowing the tissue to stretch and open. From here, undo your legs. Let the tissues open. And coming to a standing position, all we will do now is for a straight-legged forward bend. So nothing spectacular in this, but in some practices they actually do some of the standing poses at the end. So your toes and heels are together. So you can get a sense of where your hips are. They actually want to be slightly internally rotated so the knees are coming straight together. So the femurs are coming this way. Took me years to understand this idea because I was always a very externally rotated person who thought it was a wonderful thing to do. And then you bend down, you place the fingers in line with the toes if you can, and you start to press the palm of the hand towards the floor, and you bring your head and chest in towards your legs if you're able to. So if you're flexible, you could be completely sandwiched against your legs. That's wonderful. All it matters is that you are getting a nice stretch. If you're very flexible, you shift your hips forward spatially. Bring yourselves back up. And we're going to do a little bit of a crow pose. So crow pose is a balancing arm position. And I haven't done this much with you all. The goal is to keep the elbow over the wrist, so you're in this position. The propensity will be here. So this is the hard part, is to, because you feel like you're falling forward. If you feel vulnerable, you can always have a pillow in front of you, so if you fall on the pillow. But today, let's start. We're going to have the palms of the hands shoulder width apart. You lift up, and now you're going to start bending. So if you notice, I'm bringing my knees and I'm attempting to get my knees as high up towards my armpits as I can. And if this is as far as you can go, so you're shifting your weight forward and just holding. Gosh, I haven't done this for a while, so I think I'm going to stay right here. The hips go up, and if you can, you lift your feet off the floor. I'm not lifting today, because I haven't done this in a long time, and I can feel that my body needs some time to get used to it. Switch back. Take a moment, and we are going to go into this again. Now, the other thing to do is to really kind of firm up the belly so that it becomes a stabilizer. So the feeling is very much like you're going to fall forward, but you don't. You balance. So high hips, weight over the hands, knees as high up as you can, and shift forward. So I can already feel that my body's gaining familiarity with something it hasn't done in a long time. I'm not going to lift off yet. Just hold the position. And then shift back. Take a breath. And one more time, lifting the hips, coming forward. Oh, I think I'm ready to lift. And come down. Whew, haven't done that in a long time. So coming back up to a standing position, we will do one triangle stand. So stretch your legs out. Right leg is out, left leg is straight. I'm opposite to you, I know, but your arms come to the side. And you will go as far down as you want to. If you want to get to the floor, you can go to the floor. And then roll the chest open. And today you'll take your arms by your ear and look up at the hands. You have a nice stretch along the left side of the ribs. And hold the position. Bring yourselves up. Turn yourselves to the other side. So left foot, right foot in, left foot out. Lengthen yourselves down. Open up the ribs as best you can. And then take the arms out by your ears. And I need help coming back up. Come back up to an upright position and now come down to the floor. So traditional or very old school style practice today. Let's lie on our backs for Shavasana. So lengthen your legs out. Check your alignment. Your arms should be at a 25 or more angle to the body. The legs are nice and long. Slightly soft so they hang. The heels should be in line with your hips. And then you relax them and they will turn out. The neck is long, and then allow your body to get rested. So close your eyes. Attempt to let go of everything. Tell yourself, I want nothing. I am nothing. I do nothing. See if you can find that space inside of you. Agree to all of that. And allow yourself to dissolve. And let go. Let go of tension in the legs. Feet. Let go of tension in the waist, the hips, genitals, the abdomen. Let go of the rib cage, the back, the chest, the lungs, the heart. Let go of the arms and the hands. Let go of the throat, the jaw, the tongue, the cheeks, the lips. Feel them be relaxed and very soft. Let go of the sinuses and the ear canal. And the eyes, let them drop and sink in the sockets. Relax the forehead, relax the temples. Relax the crown of the head. Just relax into this life that is always flowing, always changing, always shifting. And you and the bigger force of life are really so interconnected. There is no differentiation. Allow yourself to dissolve into that. And slowly take a few slow, deeper breaths. With your eyes closed, bend your knees. And with the help of your hands, roll to your right side. Take a moment to settle. And slowly press yourself up into a seated position the way you were at the beginning of the practice. Observe the shape, observe the shift, and observe the consciousness behind the observation. And hold the peacefulness inside. Now stay in touch with this peace. And just gently, for a soft moment, open the eyes, keeping this quality, and close your eyes again. Get back in touch with the peacefulness. Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Come back to that state. See if you can hold it. Allow the eyes to open. Hold the state. Close the state. The eyes. And now bring the hands together into prayer pose. And let's give thanks for the wisdom and teachings of yoga. Give thanks and honor our awareness, our consciousness, our beingness. That part of us is so beyond everything we think we are. And let's ask that we connect to the seen and the unseen, the known and the not known. And let's ask that this life that's always pouring in, giving us so much, spark our own creative fire and allow us to replicate and expand and multiply the knowledge coming in so it serves us and it serves others. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands up to your forehead or third eye. Bring your hands down to your lips for a kiss. Bring your hands back down to your heart and bow your head to your heart. May the mind always be the servant of the heart. And then lift your head and open your eyes and namaste.